Okay, so just a quick and dirty video. I thought I'd share my dad's Digiscoping setup, which has kind of evolved over the last couple of years. Most of these tips and tricks we've kind of taken from the Digiscoping forum on Yahoo groups and birdforum.net, which are fantastic resources that we found as fantastic resources for the Digiscoper. So my dad's using the Swarovski 80mm HD scope, the 25 to 50 eyepiece, 25 to 50 wide eyepiece, the Swarovski DCB adapter, Panasonic G3 camera with the Olympus 14 to 42mm lens, and that's the second version of the Olympus 14 to 42 micro four thirds lens, which seems to work really well for Digiscoping. He's using a wireless adapter from eBay that's branded as JYC, which is this one here, and you can see the transmitter here as well. So he's using the Gidso head, and the long balance rail is really useful for counterbalancing the weight of the camera, the DCB adapter and the camera on the back of the scope. My dad really likes the DCB adapter so he can move quickly from bird watching to Digiscoping. So if we could have a look at the adapter first, bring this around a little bit. There we go. So the DCB adapter, my dad moved from using a Sony compact camera, and then we started using the Panasonic G1. When we moved from the Panasonic G1 to the G3, the position of the tripod mount hole changed, such that the DCB was too short to take the Panasonic G3 and the Olympus 14 to 42mm lens. So we had to make a little adjustment here to the DCB adapter. So this is like this silver part here is from a cheap L-shaped camera mount, like a handle, from eBay that was like £7 that we had lying around. So that was cut down and bolted to the DCB adapter, and the camera is mounted to that one. And if I can put it around here and then maybe move this camera around here and zoom in a little bit, move them around, here we go. So you can see there's like a bit thick rubber washer here that's supporting the lens at that point as well. So that was how we kind of modified the DCB adapter to fit the Panasonic camera and the Olympus lens. Another thing that we found really useful is this, just the sighting method, just being able to get on the subject without needing to lift the camera out of the way, looking through the scope first and then bringing the camera down into position. So the sighting method can generally get on the subject with the camera in place, and it just makes taking a picture so much quicker. So we've taken a little, like L-shaped bracket, L-shaped little metal bracket here that's already got a hole in it, and it was filed down to fit in the hot shoe of the Panasonic G3 and the other part. And let me just bring this around a little bit. Okay, move this camera around and we can zoom in. There we go. Okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So for the foresight, just a raw plug and a block's just been zip tied onto the front of the scope. And this white part is from a wire basket that's been cut down. And it's really useful to have a spare one of these, as we found out, because if it gets knocked on a branch and it comes out, it'd be really useful to have a replacement. So that's why this one's white, because it's yet to be painted black, and we leave the white tip. We'd leave a white tip to make it easier. So the idea is that the wire basket thing just fits in the end, so that you can take it out to be packed in the bag. Da-da. So there's also a bit of elastic here as well, and the reason why that is there is in order to pat the scope down ready for the bag, because the front cover for the Swarovski sound case normally clips on at the top and the bottom, that kind of, so we say, like at 12 and 6 o'clock. That's not going to work anymore. So the way we've got around that was just to put the cover on this way, and then just use an elastic band to hold it in position, which seems good enough for putting it, for carrying it in a bag. We've used a wooden wedge underneath the scope to increase surface area contact with the rail to hopefully reduce vibration, but we haven't tested whether that's, how efficient that is, whether that's actually worth doing or not yet. So let's go have a look back up over here. First I want to show you was the, let's go and have a look at this. Move this one around a little bit, here we go, and back it up. So this is the wireless remote. It's really useful. The wired remotes, which are fantastic value for money, which can be fantastic value for money, were really good, but the wire kept getting caught on branches and things like this. So we decided to go for a wireless remote, and there was, normally the remote comes on, hang on, let me get it in focus, there we go. So normally on this part of the remote is a piece which normally inserts onto the hot shoe of the camera, but the rear sight's there. So that's been sawn off, and a bit of Velcro has been glued, and a bit of Velcro on the DCB adapter as well. And so that's going to kind of stay there. And one of the reasons why that's really useful is because the wireless remote with the transmitter, if you can't find the transmitter or the battery goes dead, you can just use it like a normal wired remote. So we can just pull this part off the camera and take a picture as normal. So that's why it hasn't been permanently attached, just on a bit of Velcro. So you've got a choice to use it as a normal wired remote or with the wireless transmitter. The wireless transmitter comes with a little switch with a bulb option or a multi-shot option, and we've just put a bit of tape on it because sometimes that switch moves and we're not really going to be using the bulb option for digiscoping. So that's been taped in that position. Something else that we've found really useful. Here we go. Was particularly with the G3 compared to the Panasonic G1, were these buttons. The haptics aren't as great. They kind of, I know this display button here is kind of pretty flush with the body of the camera, and it doesn't really stick out much. And so sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes it's not. So just putting these little stickers, these little like half beads, with a bit of kind of, that come with a bit of like sticky tape on the back, and then putting them on the buttons sometimes makes it really easy. It makes it easier to feel the buttons whilst you're looking through the scope and trying to focus the camera at the same time. So one of the advantages of using an electronic viewfinder was that we can, as we change the settings, we can see the changes happening through the electronic viewfinder. So that's one of the reasons why improved haptics can be really useful when using that type of camera. But they do come off, these little sticker things, so we carry a few of them with us as well in case they come off in the bag or something like that. So that's it really. I just wanted to, thought it may be useful. I'll bring this one around. There we go. So that was it. It's the Swarovski 18mm HD scope Panasonic G3, Olympus 14-42mm lens, Swarovski DCB adapter, and the Digiscoping head and the long rail.